Flying saucers, disappearing scientists. What next?
Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the channel if this is your first time. If it's your first time, please feel welcome to have a rummage around my channel to see what you like. This is a response video to a really awesome video put out by Pulp Mortem, Jake from Pulp Mortem. I've been watching his channel a little bit lately. It's a relatively new discovery for me, and he's got a really good style, and he collects these vintage science fiction books, and it's very cool seeing his videos. I'll put a link down below of his channel. You probably watch it already, but check out his channel, Pulp Mortem. He did a video where he did his top 10 book covers, vintage science fiction book covers, so specifically vintage science fiction. And I thought it'd be really nice to do the same thing. So like Jake was saying, I absolutely love seeing really cool book covers. It's just an absolute joy. I think sometimes nowadays book covers can be a little bit plain. I've commented before about how they're more designs than illustrations now, and it's very rare nowadays to get a really cool one. And yeah, sometimes you just see a vintage paper and you just think, oh my god, that's amazing, and you might not have heard of the author before, or there's something about it that, you know, you wouldn't normally get it except for the cover that makes you get it. And yeah, I've basically gone through 424 science fiction books that were all vintage science fiction books, and basically picked out 10 covers that I think are awesome. And I have actually managed to get 3 of my main authors in, which is nice. So that wasn't deliberate. If none of the covers deserved to be in this video, I wouldn't have put them in, but my 3 main authors are in there, which is nice. But I'm going to start off with 3 near misses just because I can. So you could accuse me of doing a top 12 plus one that isn't vintage if you like, but I'm going to start with one that's not vintage, but it is a vintage book. So it was written in 1923, but it was recently re-released, and I think the imprint that it's on do these really awesome covers. And this particular one, the Clockwork Man, has got a fantastic cover. Look at that. So it's E.V. Odell's only book. I commented on this during the Rocket Summer videos, but it's a really good book. I really enjoyed the book, but I just love that cover. It's awesome, and it is actually true to the book as well, which is really good. But it's just a really nice cover. It's quite stylistic, you know, it's quite stylized, sorry. So it's got a design aspect to it, but I just think it's awesome. So it's a relatively new imprint, so you can't really call it a vintage edition, but it is a vintage book. It is a very old book, 1923 or 1926. I'm going to double check actually. Yeah, 1923. 1923 this came out. But yeah, awesome cover to start with. So the rest of them are definitely vintage books. And 2 near misses. I've got to include these because this is really awesome. So this one I found in America, and I had to buy it. It's the cutest cover ever. So this is an author I hadn't heard of, a book I hadn't heard of, but it's clearly a publisher I had heard of. It's a door book. But look at this beautiful cover. A very cute alien there being held by presumably another alien, because it's a humanoid with blue skin. So that's Conscience Interplanetary from Door by Joseph Green. What a cute cover. So that's not included because I'm picking 10, but I thought I'd mention it. And in this one, I really like this cover, and it's a very famous classic book, but I'd never seen this until recently. This is another one I bought recently in America. And it's The Man Who Fell to Earth, which is Walter Tevis' book, and I really love that cover. It's just really awesome. There's something really, I don't know, epic about it. I love it, and I love the illustrative style. I like the man. I mean, it looks really cool, and it's very real. I love it. The Man Who Fell to Earth, Walter Tevis. There you go. Right, so the 10 I've chosen, I'm going to leave the 3 big authors till last. I'm just going to rearrange this a little bit, and then I'm going to talk about these books. So this one, I'll start with another one I found in America, and I had seen this on another channel. I don't know if it was Pulp Mortem or another one that showcases vintage science fiction, but this is just a great cover. So this is Ron Goulard's A Whiff of Madness. Look at this cover, it's well good. So you got this sort of robotic head and these guys that are running around it. And it looks like one of them's holding a bra at the front. It looks a little bit farcical. It's clearly a funny book, a witty book, something, you know, sense of humor in it. But there's something really cool about that. I love it, absolutely love it. Josh Kirby did the artwork for this one. It's described on the back as a romp through space. A romp through space is clearly what it's trying to give off with this as well. So yeah, I do love that cover. And when I saw it in the flesh, I had to get it. I've seen Ron Goulard's stuff a few times with these kind of covers. So he's probably quite a humorous, light-hearted author like Harry Harrison and all that. So Ron Goulard's A Whiff of Madness. This one I really like because I just think there's something really awesome about it. Hell's Pavement by Damon Knight. So Damon Knight is one I'm slowly collecting, and a very important older science fiction writer. But look at this awesome cover. You got two people that are marionettes to this central image of the hand controlling the strings, with these two sort of reflective skulls that are presumably telepathically controlling these people, maybe, and maybe the strings are the metaphor because it's all done telepathically. I don't know. But Hell's Pavement is the book, which is a fix-up novel, I think. Yeah, how cool is that? I love that cover. Hell's Pavement. And then this one is a Philip Jose Farmer one, The Gate of Time, and this is just really cool. I've got a few Philip Jose Farmer books in this imprint where the illustrator is the same guy. So this is, yeah, The Gate of Time. It's about parallel universes, and it's a pilot, a Native American pilot that goes into another parallel dimension. But how cool is this image with all these different faces from different times, or potentially different universes put on this cover? It's quite cool. So yeah, I like that. The Gate of Time, Philip Jose Farmer. But it doesn't actually credit the illustrator in the book, which is a bit naughty. This is a good one. This is one I've definitely got a liking for cartoony, comic, light-hearted covers, and this is definitely one of those. Again, I don't think it says who did the cover, which is really, really naughty, isn't it? Yeah, it don't say. Clifford Simak, The Goblin Reservation. The Goblin Reservation, Clifford Simak. It's very awesome. You've got these strange characters at the front, and it does definitely give the impression that it's a little bit quirky, the book. There was Maxwell. He had just returned from discovering a new planet. Mr. O'Toole, the Goblin. Sylvester, the saber-toothed tiger. And Ghost, who didn't know who he was. And Alley-Oop, who had been brought back from Neanderthal times. Just an ordinary bunch of everyday galactic folk who get caught into something sinister. Something concerning a big, black, impenetrable block of stone and a mysterious crystal planet. And the life form known as the Wheeler. It's probably a completely mad book, to be fair. So yeah, that's the strange collection of characters that are in the Goblin Reservation. So a nice cover there. This is a great one, and this definitely appealed to me in a big way. So this was Alan Dean Foster, series of short stories called With Friends Like These. And you've got this awesome cover at the front here. See these characters here being served some ice cream. Awesome cover. There's another short story collection called Who Needs Enemies, which I also have, but I didn't pick that for my favourite covers. Cover art by Michael Whelan. There you go. Michael Whelan is responsible for this artwork. So With Friends Like These, Alan Dean Foster. You've got a really cool Robert Silverberg one here, which is from Wyndham Books, which is interesting. The Masks of Time. I just think it's a really interesting set of images. I have no idea how it relates to the book, because this is one I haven't read yet. There's a bunch of Silverbergs I've got to read. But how cool is this? Brilliant artwork. And this artist has clearly done other Silverberg covers, because I've got other very similar covers. But, again, he is not credited. So, I don't know who did the cover. Answers on a postcard. Let me know if you know who did the cover. But yeah, fantastic cover. The Masks of Time. Got a strange man holding some kind of tiny walking stick with a Siamese cat in front that's got some sort of crystal ball on its head with a sandscape around it. Awesome. This is a really weird one. It's another Philip Jose Farmer. Philip Jose Farmer's books have got weird covers, but this is just, I had to include this because this is weird. And this was one reason why I bought it. Time Stop. And you've got two, what appears to be naked women, although they've got, well, maybe just very clingy clothes because they're not fully naked because of the grey bits, but I don't know. Very, I don't know, almost naked or something. Women with like they're sort of sitting opposite each other in exactly the same position in front of this phallic looking hand with blood coming off it, that's also got this sort of strange pen with a light at the end of it, at the top of it. It's just a weird image around a white globe as well. Time Stop, Philip Jose Farmer. It's a weird cover. I love it. It's a very cool cover. And it's something to do with the Cold War core, the instrument of salvation in freeing Earth from the tyranny of the hijacked Union. It's some sort of political intrigue thing, interstellar politics. And again, no credit for the cover illustrator, but a really weird cover. Time Stop by Philip Jose Farmer. All right, so then finishing off with the three big men, but I do love these covers. So I'll start with the one out of the three that's, I do love it, but I don't really know why I love it. So this is The Illustrated Man, Ray Bradbery. It's one of the small corgi ones. Look, it fits in my hand, which sells it to me anyway. I love the feel of reading one of those, although I have to be careful because it's an old vintage one. But I just love this design. How cool is this, The Illustrated Man? You can't really tell there's an illustrated man in the cover. It's not clear that there's tattoos all over him, but there's something really cool about the way the artist has positioned him and the ethereal landscape. I don't know, there's something vague but interesting about the landscape as well. So an illustrated man, Ray Bradbery, really cool corgi edition there. Is it corgi? Yeah, corgi. I just doubted myself for a minute. Corgi edition, The Illustrated Man, awesome. And then, obviously, if I'm going to talk about Ray Bradbery, I'm going to immediately talk about Richard Matheson. And this is my favourite copy of I Am Legend. I love this cover. There's something very 50s film poster about it. And you've got this sort of classic vintage look with the sort of the body lying on the floor. And it's just the position of it is great because you've... And it kind of does reference a little bit of the book. There is a moment... I won't say where in the book because it would be a spoiler, but there is a moment in the book that is referencing. But ultimately, Neville is not a big part of it. Neville is only, it's only his legs. But it's such a dramatic and awesome cover. Love it. And then, just to finish off, Harlan Ellison's Partners in Wonder. So this is a book where he's... written stories with somebody else, so he's picked somebody else. It's a really interesting book, actually, that I can't wait to reread when I do my deep dive with Harlan Ellison, of Harlan Ellison, not with Harlan Ellison. Sadly, he's not around. But my deep dive of Harlan Ellison, some point next year I'll be doing it, maybe late next year after my Ray Bradbery one. But he's written with Robert Bloch and Avram Davidson, Theodore Sturgeon, A. Van Vogt, Samuel Delaney, Robert Silverberg, Keith Laumer, loads and loads of people. And it's just really awesome because you've got this idea that, you know, you've got two different... This is clearly a representation of the other author. and they're sitting opposite each other writing, which is great. I love it. 2 different types of writing as well, and actually the electronic person is if that is, yeah, I'd say that was an electronic person writing with a more basic method, with Ellison writing with an electronic method. That's just really awesome. Partners in Wonder. I am trying to get as many as I can from the Ace imprint of Ellison stuff, because I love the format of the Ace ones. I just really like the Ace ones. I've got, I don't know, about 6, I guess, in the Ace ones, but I want to get more. I want to get as many as I can. Whatever they've released in this imprint by Ellison, I want to eventually get. But anyway, I love that cover. Absolutely love that cover. So there we are. Top 10 vintage science fiction book covers. Let me know what your favourite ones are and what you think of those ones. And do you buy a book because you've just been sold on the cover? Let me know below. Thanks a lot for watching, and check out Pulp Mortem's videos. Stay curious, everybody.
Paint me a picture of what it's like to be